Hello and welcome to the ABHI podcast. This is your host Abhishek, and today I'm joined with Hrishikesh. What's up, man?
Hello.
So, guys, without any further ado, let's just jump right into the intro. And welcome to the ABHI podcast. So, guys, it's been a long time since Hrishikesh joined last time. So, Hrishikesh, what's happening?
College has started. Work has started. Lot of work and lot of not stress, but this constant in the back of the head. You're always like, oh God, I have my assignments. I have my work to do, and it's like that. It's kind of boring. Can't talk much about it. I mean, if you talk much about it, it's like very boring. But you get the gist.
So, Hrishikesh, in your free time, you have been reading a lot of books. And so, tell us which is the best book and why is it your best book you ever read?
Been reading books. It's a good way to pass the time. The best book I read recently, I don't I think Norwegian Word by Haruki Murakami. It's not like very like a best book, but amongst whatever I've read in the recent last few months, it's one of the really good ones because it's like more of a tragedy where three friends are there, and in those three friends, two of them are in a relationship, but something happens to the guy, and it's and then later the two other friends in the friendship, they develop a relationship, and then something happens with them, and it explores suicide, mental stress, isolation, and how to deal with grief. It's a little sad book. There are not a lot of happy moments, and our protagonist, the whole book takes place in a flashback. We landed in Germany somewhere in an airport, and he recalls everything whatever's happened in his past, and I don't know what happens exactly in the end of the book. I think we just come back to the present time, but the whole book deals with very serious topics, and it's fun to relate with him in a college level, where he explains daily college things. Those are little relatable and interesting to read, but the book is pretty very serious. So it's a good book. Read it. Haruki Murakami's writing is very, very good. The whole book, they go in so many different parts of Japan. I've seen them in YouTube videos and YouTuber videos, whatever, and you can and it's very picturesque. When you read his work, you can imagine the streets, the people. You can feel like you're standing over there. The buses go past you, the people walk past you. You can smell the whole and proper environment of the city is created. Atmosphere is very good in the book. Check it out.
So, Rishikesh, because of me, you're quite familiar with F1 and the rules and the players and the everything about F1. You're quite familiar with because of me, right?
It's a alright sport.
Yeah.
It's not that special.
So, I'm a huge fan of F1. But yesterday, while I was seeing my phone, I noticed you were seeing a Twitch stream of a racing NASCAR game. So, and you were screaming a lot. You were like, "Whoa, yeah, what?" So, what happened in the game?
I don't ever see NASCAR. That was my first time seeing a proper NASCAR race. I wasn't seeing because I'm interested in NASCAR. A YouTube group which I really, 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 really like, they were in the race for some reason. They were in racing, but they, I think, sponsored a team. They had full of their stickers on the team, on the car, I mean. And I just wanted to see them, if they win or something, whatever. I just wanted to see that. And it was a very exciting race because of who the people I was rooting for. The people who were in the race were called Super Mega. They were in the I love their podcast. Their podcast is my most favorite podcast, I think. And they're a very good YouTube channel. I don't see they're more of a let's play where they play video games and all that. I don't see much of the video game content, but their live whatever when they film themselves and those type of content I see regularly. and they, I think, sponsored a team for like one race, I think, and it was the racer was someone called Tommy Martins or something. He was good. He was always in the 15th, 14th, 13th, 17th position. Never reached top 10. It was all right. I didn't care much of the rules of the game. It kind of got boring because they were always going in the same circle. It was all right, but there were two or three moments in the entire race which were like just fully exhilarating. Someone crashed or someone like took a wrong turn and like skidded. So like 3-4 cars almost collided, and the super mega car, okay, it barely swerved past it, and that was like a very epic gamer moment. The whole Twitch stream was just rooting for them. They were like super mega, and I was like, hell yeah. That was a very cool moment. I was like, oh, such a bear. They skipped. It was all right. It was really exhilarating, and it was a lot of fun. And then the last 4 or 7, 8 laps were left, and then they crashed. Some guy took a wrong turn again. He crashed into a group of other cars, and one of those cars like deflected and hit our car, and then they got out of the race. So the whole Twitch chat was like, no, Super Mega Car, no. It's all right. I didn't expect them to win or anything, but it was very fun to see someone like a YouTube people in NASCAR, and I'm 100% sure like the NASCAR saw a bump in viewership because they're like, some YouTube group came, and like we got like a 17,000 more people watching our race. A lot of Twitter moment was being shared. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the race. I saw it for like an hour or 45 minutes. It was like long because I caught the race little early but little late. I saw it from like lap 92 or something, and there were like 200 laps. And the winner of the race was some 18-year-old, and I was completely blown away. Like, what, 18? I checked his birthday. He was born in the same year as I was. He's actually younger than me. He was born in October or something. Same year, and man's racing in NASCAR and won, and a lot of people were cheering for him. The Twitch chat was like, yeah, it is like cool, some young guy won. I didn't care about that. I was impressed like it was some young guy, but and at the team which we were supporting lost, so we got some cool crash photos at least, so it's all right. The podcast episode on the NASCAR will be very fun. Abhishek, you're drooling in dandruff. Disgusting.
Well,
Disgusting. Man's scratching his hair, if you can hear in the background. Man's snowflake. It's all snowfall of dandruff. It's so bad. It's his hair
I
condition
have
is so
to bath
bad.
today. If I bath today, it'll
So
become
bad.
nice. So wait, every podcast episode I dedicate a small segment to F1. So I just want to talk a little bit about F1.
Which is why the episode sucks.
Yeah. So the last race that happened was in Monaco, one of the most prestigious tracks in F1 history. And
This
big
happened like
disasters
weeks
happened.
ago. He should have made a podcast on it weeks ago, but now he's recording.
It happened a few days ago, not weeks
No,
ago.
weeks ago.
No,
like
no.
2 weeks ago.
Not 2 weeks ago. It happened last weekend.
Oh yeah, okay, whatever.
So last weekend, a race happened in Monaco, one of the most prestigious races, and big tragedy happened. Not like someone died, but like
They should have died.
So for me, it was a very sad thing. The Ferrari player Charles Leclerc couldn't start his race, and he is from Monaco, his hometown. But the poor guy never was able to finish a single race, and this time he wasn't even able to start a race. And then second thing happened was the Mercedes driver Valtteri Bottas went for a pit stop, and his nut got stuck, and he had to retire
Haha,
from the race.
nut.
Yeah, that's funny. But
How does nut get stuck?
so
No pun intended.
yeah. So what happens is that when the car stops for the tire change, there's a gun, and you put that gun in the nut,
And you blow yourself.
and no
If the car
no
doesn't work.
so that gun, it rotates the nut and the tire comes out. But this time what happened is that the gun misaligned with the grooves in the nut, and it smoothed out the nut completely, made it completely smooth, so that when they tried again, the gun couldn't grip the nut, so it was stuck. So they had to retire him from the race, and that was a sad thing. And then Lewis Hamilton came 7th or something like that, which was even more tragic because he's like a guy who always comes first, and this time he came 7th.
You know why he came 7th?
Why he came 7th?
He was lacking in Positivity.
Positivity. Yeah, he always says positivity.
Man wasn't positive enough
One
in the
wasn't
game.
positive enough. Yeah. So, but the good thing is that Red Bull, my favorite team, Max Verstappen came first. Plus, the main sponsor of Red Bull is Tag Heuer. It's a watch company, and they are the official sponsor for a Monaco race. And the team that they sponsor came first was like a big achievement for them, and I was very happy. I was like, yay!
Yeah,
Max
more people
Verstappen
got
won.
wings.
Yeah.
They sold more Red Bull cans.
Yeah.
I drink Red Bull, not a lot. I had my first energy drink when I was like 16 or 17, like a few years, just a year ago, okay? And I think the first one I had was Red Bull, but I didn't know what to pick, so I just picked Red Bull Light. And I told my friend, I just had my first Red Bull, and he's like, which one? I was like, Red Bull Light. And he's like, disgusting. Just have a Red Bull, proper Red Bull, the original one. I was like, okay, I'll try it. It was alright. It tastes a little bit pineapple. It has a different, unique taste. Very sugary. I'm more of a Monster guy. I mean, both are not that nutritious, or like they're bad for health if you drink too much. But I think Red Bull is more. It's smaller, and if you drink it in the morning, it'll give you like a good lasting energy till like 2 p.m.
But Red Bull and Monster, they sponsor a lot of adventure sports. Like I see on YouTube, sometimes I get recommendations. It's like this Red Bull sponsors rock climbing, then stunt cycling, then obstacle course cycling. Random ass games. Some Eastern European ass games. But it's so exciting. As I saw one clip on YouTube, there's this very, very tall bridge. And Red Bull has sponsored it. What the guys have to do is that they have to climb that bridge from the side. There's a side wall, and that wall is very, very high. It has like some grooves on it, made naturally, not by humans. And what the climbers have to do is climb that wall without any support. If they fall, they'll fall in water. They'll not get any injury. But they have to climb up like, I don't know, maybe 11-20 feet high.
That's not that tall.
It's very tall actually.
20 feet?
It's very tall.
I mean, it's tall. Like this room is like 15 feet.
Oh wait,
this room is 15 feet. 15 or
100
14
feet maybe? I don't know.
100 feet? That's like in the sky, man.
Then 50 feet is how much?
50 feet is like a big tall wall.
Then it's 50 feet because I'm not very good with the feet.
The library wall, right? Library building?
Yeah.
That's like 45 feet, I think.
Oh, then it's taller than that. I don't know.
More tall than that?
Yeah,
then it's 60
It's like the third floor, not even third floor, like fourth floor of this building, that tall.
Okay.
It's a very tall building. Like
okay.
We live in a building with 6 floors, and that wall was as tall as the 4th floor of our building. So they have to climb that wall without any support.
Okay.
And it was so awesome because this one guy was there. Everyone was falling off between, but this one guy just smashed through. He's like, he put some powder in his hand, like, he said something in his
cocaine.
own... No. He said something in his own language, like screamed it loudly, and just started climbing the wall like Spider-Man. And there was this, like in that Batman Dark Knight Rises, he goes in the well, and then this scene he has to like climb, and then this one bit has to jump and everyone fails.
Yeah.
He did that. There's this one part, and he was like, I want to do this as fast as possible. So he was like, ready? And he jumped, and after he jumped, I think maybe 6 feet, 6 feet only. He jumped 6 feet and he caught another rock with one hand. The rock was like this fist big, and he caught it, and he was swinging like this, but he actually caught the rock.
Oh shit, man!
And then he reached the top, and he celebrated, and then he jumped from the bridge and landed.
That's hella cool.
So I was like, wow, that's awesome. And there was they did this Red Bull sponsored one by motorcycle obstacle course.
Dirt bike.
No, not dirt bike. It's like it's narrow roads. And they have like tires and
and
everything.
We saw on Reddit, right?
Yeah, we saw on Reddit. But this time, what happened in the end of the obstacle course? There's a huge ramp. Like the ramp is not small one. I'm talking from here till some very big ass ramp. So he comes full speed, goes, and he does like 5 flips in the air. One, and there's like a GoPro attached to his helmet. It's like a collaboration between GoPro and Red Bull. So he does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flips and perfectly lands on the runway or whatever he has to land on. And then he just stops, like, yeah, and there's like like, I don't know, thousands of people in the arena. They're like, whoa! So that was awesome.
I have like a story. Like I saw this like a month ago. So on YouTube, a video got recommended to me. It's like a very popular video. I think it has like 15 or 20 million views. So this guy, you must have seen it. It's a guy who jumps off a hot air balloon without a parachute.
Yeah.
Seen that video?
Yeah.
He jumps off without a parachute and mid-air, and he jumps off with like 3-4 guys. So one is like a camera guy, one guy is like maybe like if something happens.
Helper.
Yeah, and one guy, his duty is to catch him and like, lock him on, and then they'll, land properly. Oh, no, that's not how he does it. I think I don't know if he latches on to someone, but maybe if he wanted to do completely free of parachute, I think he caught, like the guy released his parachute, he caught him, and he was just like hanging onto the guy with tight fists, and then they landed. So he jumped off without parachute, and he sort of landed without the parachute. Like he clinged on to someone who has a parachute. But I checked on his channel, and that video is like 4 or 5 years ago, like 6 years ago or something. And now I checked his channel, and there was like a RIP. I'm like, what the hell happened? And then it turns out this guy who like jumped, he like crashed in another stunt he was doing, and it was like, I saw the crash. It was like it looks like not that harmless. It like a lot of like he skidded or something happened, and he just like died or something. And I was like, whoa, so this is mad. So daredevil people,
yeah, but
they go to the devil.
I also remember.
Imagine doing parkour in front of the devil.
I also remember one guy, he jumped off skydiving, everyone knows skydiving. But this guy was like, I'm going to skydive without a parachute and I'm going to land on a net.
Oh, yeah.
But I know what you're thinking of. Oh, the net was, I think
not that video. It's a different video.
Different, because
different video.
in the video that I saw, there was this small warehouse, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And in that there's a big trampoline and there's a small square open so that he can enter. And then I don't know how precise that guy was, but he jumped from the plane, which was like 50,000 feet high. Okay. And he jumped. He was looking quite, like he was enjoying himself for the first few feet. And then he locked himself onto the small square. And when he came, he went in like a bullet. And he had to go like this on his back. Otherwise, he'll crack his head on the trampoline. But he came, and there was a camera inside the warehouse. He came in like, in the movies when you see someone falling from the sky and they like land on the...
Yeah, like an asteroid.
Like an asteroid. Not an asteroid, like, in Avengers when Hulk falls from the sky.
Okay.
And he lands in the warehouse like poof, like them completely. He exactly came like that, like poof, but on the trampoline. And this trampoline is quite big. So he landed, he went again to the roof of the warehouse, touched the roof, and then again landed. And then he's like, yeah! So that's very awesome. That was very awesome. So Hrishikesh, you also read War and Peace, which is the most big-ass book you ever read. So what did you learn from War and Peace?
What a transition from parkour, heavy action shit to like...
let's
get back to books.
Yeah, we have to.
I haven't finished. I'm trying to read War and Peace. I haven't finished. I have it with me. It's like 1,444 pages long, which is like the longest book I've ever read.
It has like 5 parts in it, right?
It's not even one book. It's 4 books in one big saga, or like the whole thing is like that. When it was first published, it was published in like first book, second book, third book, but the whole story is the same story. And I think I finished book 1, which is like 200 or almost
like the size of a normal book.
Yeah, 250 pages.
What did you learn from it? What's happening in the War and Peace?
Well, it's fiction, but with real characters. So a lot of royal families, and it's about politics, and it's about power, and I think there's like a big romance arc in it. Right now we have met many of the characters like Bagration and some other people. Man, I can't add these Russian names. I can't.
Well, you also have seen some Shakespeare plays like Macbeth and all that. So
Shakespeare.
You have seen Macbeth and you have seen which one?
I have seen Hamlet and I have seen Macbeth.
So give us a summary of both and which is your favorite.
Oh, okay. So I'll tell you what I saw first. So I saw Hamlet first, and it was a very good play. It's available on YouTube by Bob Jones University. It's like the best one, I think. Like, it's very well acted, costume, set, direction, acting, and uh, the like acting means whatever they say, the speech, the dialogues is amazing. They properly uh, recreate, or give good whatever it is, like the Shakespeare play. They give proper respect to the whole material. So Hamlet is very good. uh, it's very long. The video is like 3 hours long almost. Hamlet is about the person. The play is actually called uh, the tragedy of Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark. Yeah, the tragedy of Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark. In it, there's a prince called Hamlet. His dad dies. Before the play, we actually get like a prologue, like, oh, his dad has died or something. Um, and then he laments, means he gets sad, using that Shakespeare words. He laments on his father's death. He gets very sad. And his uncle becomes the next king or ruler, whatever it is, and Hamlet's mother marries his uncle. And Hamlet is like, why did you do this? And first of all, he's already sad with, like, his dad is dead. It's actually it's like very smoppy and soy boy material, soy boy behavior, because like dad died. I get it is very sad, but he's like so sad, like he can't think of anything. He's like just in constant depression. Okay, which makes sense. We had a friend recently whose dad also had passed away, which was very sad. But like the acting wise, I felt it was a little over dramatized in acting sense, not in the emotional sense. And his mother marries his uncle, so he's also kind of angry at his mother, at like, why you did this. So in the beginning of the play only, so he gets to meet his father's ghost. It's like a ghost or like a shadow or like a presence. It's like a ghost only, the ghost of Hamlet. It's like the father's name is also as Hamlet, the son's name is also Hamlet. And he meets his father's ghost, and his father's ghost tells him that I was killed by your uncle, okay, and you need to avenge me. And that's like the story. And then Hamlet also has like a girlfriend, Olivia. She has like her own thing going on. She wants to marry Hamlet, but Olivia's dad is like, Hamlet sucks, so you should not marry him. And Hamlet kills Olivia's father accidentally. And Olivia gets very sad on that, and she kills herself in the end almost. She like commits suicide. And the way they describe her suicide is like the most beautiful sort of poem, like the most picturesque thing I've ever like heard someone say, because they mention that she drowned in the river, and they like say how her face was and how the atmosphere was, and it was like it was beautifully written, but the situation is so horrendous, like someone committed suicide. A lot of suicide books I'm reading for some reason, very weird. Anyways, she dies in the end, and Hamlet gets sad or something. And that's the moment where that what is that line, to be or not to be, comes. So that's like the main story of Hamlet is Hamlet wants to avenge his father, but internally his brain is also like, should I do it? Because if I do it, I'm also a bad person. I won't go to heaven. There's a lot of like heaven and hell in all of this. So he's like he's like which side of the coin should I pick? He eventually kills his uncle. He also dies in that. And everyone dies in the end. Literally, everyone dies in the end. Big ass spoiler. And that's like the story of Hamlet. And Macbeth is, I think I like Macbeth more because I saw the movie, but Hamlet has more like substance in it. And Macbeth is about a ruler who meets three witches who tell him he's going. No, not a ruler. Sorry, Macbeth is like a commander, or like he's called a Thane. A Thane. Okay, Thane. Is this boring you?
No, it's not.
It's
I'm
not
listening.
boring you. It's not boring. It's very interesting actually, because it's like a lot of movies and shows and drama are like are like a recreation of Shakespeare's plays, and
Like the Lion King.
like the Lion King. Lion King is literally an animal version of Hamlet.
Animal and animated.
Yeah, it is. It's it's a little chill. Not everyone dies in the end of Lion King, but like the main, it's taken from Hamlet. And in Macbeth, he gets a prophecy that he'll become the next ruler of Scotland or whatever that place is, and he has to, and he with his he and his wife like plan to kill the ruler who is there. They kill him. Macbeth becomes the ruler. He goes psycho. His wife also goes psycho. There's like other few things, but I don't want to bore you with that. And he dies in the end, and his wife dies in the end. She also, I think, commits suicide. So I picked up this both things from like Hamlet and Macbeth. Like Shakespeare just kills the main women of the story nearer the end, like the wife dies of Macbeth, and like after a while Macbeth dies. Hamlet's girlfriend dies, and a few days later Hamlet also dies. So everyone dies.
Hrishikesh, Shakespeare has many popular plays. Even Julius Caesar is a very popular
I
one.
want to see all of them.
Yeah, right. Because in I think in 10th we had like a small extract from the whole play of Julius Caesar.
I think just the starting is there.
I
think it's just the start, because I think I don't know.
No, it's the end. It's the end of the play.
It's not the end.
It's
How can it be the end?
They took the extract from the end of the play. It's
No
like
way.
6-7 pages.
There's a lot of things before the play. I mean, after the thing.
I know,
think. I have to see Julius Caesar.
But they took the part where Julius
They
Caesar
killed Julius Caesar.
and his brother or his
He's not brother. He's like
follower.
His
Devotee.
He's not devotee. His ministers.
His
ministers and his best friend.
Yeah, his best friend gives that big speech, right? That part.
I don't know about the big speech, but he says,
You remember?
"Et tu brute."
No, not that.
Not et tu brute.
At the end, he gives like this big speech, and then all the public revolt against the ministers who overthrew Julius Caesar. Remember that?
I don't know how to see it.
So see Julius Caesar. I think
I forgot the
that's also
lesson, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So Julius Caesar is very good. Even that Albatross.
There's a lot of action in Shakespeare's every play he has. Lot of like dramatical action. It's not like, yeah, there is like killed and like being killed and in attack and all that, but the emotional impact and the drive behind so many of these acts is what makes Shakespeare very compelling.
Rishikesh, let's move from Shakespeare to BTS now. Today's Shakespeare people.
Ooh.
They're writing lyrical geniuses over here. So they just released a new song, but
Just so the podcast is not in any danger, BTS is okay.
yeah.
They're okay.
So they released a new song called Butter,
Butter.
and you heard it. So what's your opinion? I think it's a okay
I forgot
song.
the song. I'm not joking. I forgot the song.
The-
You still hear it?
No, I don't hear it, but I remember.
You know the
song.
tune.
It's like no.
Yeah. The video, I saw the video. We both were like, it has so many views. It's like
Breaking records.
First 2 or 3 days, I saw the views. It was already on like 80 to 90 million. By the time I saw it, it was on like 200 million. So, and that was like 5 or 4 days after it was actually released. So it is really insane. The
Views they're getting.
the views, the attention,
The popularity.
the fans, it's very crazy. It's sort of like Michael Jackson again, but I think more, because
Now more people are online. So more people are aware.
online, because during Michael Jackson you had to at least listen it on the radio. You
Buy
might catch
his
it late.
cassettes. Yeah.
If you were like in a country which didn't have radio, or you didn't have access to something like that, it might take a few days or few weeks or months and years also for some other countries to get to know that music. And
Now it's not
BTS
like
is
that.
like this, like in a few days. And like the highest number of views came from India,
Yeah.
which was like
In first 24
Crazy.
hours only, they're breaking records on Spotify.
Absurd.
They're breaking records on Spotify. I follow them on Instagram. The Spotify, not BTS. Okay, and Spotify was like, BTS new song Butter breaks the record of getting the most plays in 24 hours on Spotify and everything. So
Every
it's
year
crazy.
they're breaking some record. Like a few years ago, or like maybe last to last year, they released a song. It broke a record. This year they released a song. It broke their own record, I think.
Because they're trying to venture into the English market. Because
You know why Butter is like super popular? Because the whole song is in like English, so it's hitting like even the people who don't like BTS.
No.
At least they'll hear the song and they're like, it's sort of fire.
It's okay. It's a nice song. I mean, I won't play it on my own, but if I go to some place and someone else plays it, I won't mind listening to it. It's a good song because they have like this rap flow in between of the song, which is actually good, not some cringe stuff. And they have cool dancing also. Like all of them are awesome dancers. So their dancing is very cool and they are very synchronized dancers. Plus the set designing and the budget of the video is insane. The colors in the video, they pop out like anything. They wear too much makeup, which is
they wear makeup 100%.
Obviously,
100%.
But it's their style. So it's unique. You have to be unique to stand out in today's market because every musician takes out the same song, makes the same voices, but they are different. So you have to give them props. 7 billion people, and these 7 guys are doing something different. So you have to give them the credit for that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Why I'm like no BTS, I'm against BTS. Maybe it's like it's sort of my
not my style, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, I mean whatever they're doing, it's working for them. The fans love it. But I'm not part of all that. Okay,
I'm just surprised that South Korea has so many things going for it, and at the same time their neighbor with the literal same name is like, no one gives a shit about them. Like South Korea,
they give a shit about them.
Like
politically.
LG, Samsung, BTS, and then all these technological things happening in South Korea. And just across the border, Kim Jong Un, Kim Jong. I was going on Reddit, and some post got promoted to me, or like it was coming in the advertisement section. There's like a post of Kim Jong Un, and next to him, it's like in quotes: "Live, laugh, love." Kim Jong Un. Like those
I think a recent news came that he banned jeans or something in
Levi jeans or something like that.
He banned jeans in the country or something.
I don't know. Some fake news.
First of all, like I don't see any people in the country, and it's all parades, and they're wearing military costumes and like traditional. So I don't know where the jeans they're getting from. It's a interesting country. I don't know. Many people are like, people don't have the freedom.
They don't.
They don't.
Yeah, because I was seeing this. I was seeing this video where these guys are reacting to a video where it explains what it would be like if you want to be a tourist in North Korea. So the thing is like, you have to go to the embassy of North Korea, ask them for special permission. Then you have to go to your own government's whatever office that handles visas. You take permission from them. Then when you go to North Korea, they have to do a complete background check on you. You can't browse the internet over there. And you can't search anything that is against the government's agenda.
Yeah, I saw like North Korean people, they have like 3 channels, 3 or 4. I think only 3 channels, 3 or 2 channels they have, and one channel is always running propaganda or
and you can't wear
praising the government, and one channel is about.
And you can't wear exposing clothes. You can't take selfies in front of government buildings or any buildings for that matter. You can't take selfies.
Do they have phones?
They have, but you can't post anything from North Korea. Like if you take any photos, they'll be like, no, delete the photo or they'll put you in jail. No questions asked. So it's very strict out there. And if you want to go there, just make it for business purposes or some journalism purposes. Otherwise, you don't want to be a tourist in North Korea.
Anyways, lol. Not chill country.
What chill country?
So Hrishikesh, every generation or every 100 years, there's a country which is like super strict.
Yeah.
If North Korea goes, I'm sure some African or Eastern European country will be like,
bro,
very strict. And
Yeah, Rishikesh. But
Gives a shit.
we have been on many traveling, like Gujarat, Karnataka, and everything. So I've said many of my stories on the previous episodes. So you have any stories to share from your traveling?
I don't. I have stories, but I think we have crossed the time limit.
No, if you have time, we have time.
We have time. Like stories are the same only. Just if you heard Abhishek's podcast, just picture me in the background. I'm also doing the same thing. Not the exact same
But
thing.
still, you must have
I'm
some
doing
different-
cooler shit.
You have some different perspective. Let's start with Rajasthan because that's the most interesting place.
My experience with Rajasthan was very good. It's a very cool place. A lot of historical significance. A lot of interesting people you can see over there, and like the people who actually live over there. There's so much like it's like the same houses for generations and generations. They're living, which is very cool. And it's very well kept. So like the
Very clean.
tourist money is going in the proper places to like encourage more tourism. So it's very clean.
Plus
The
it's-
people are more polite. They want to sell you things.
Plus it doesn't rain.
expensive.
It doesn't rain a lot over there, so it's easier to keep things clean. Because if it
Yeah.
rains a lot, then there's like moss and insects and everything to take care of.
Yeah.
But it's very hot, so it's easier to keep things clean.
Yeah. And I saw many foreigners are there. The places where we went were like Ajmer, Jaisalmer, Jaipur,
Jodhpur.
Udaipur.
We went to the
amazing
main.
places.
We went to main cities. So
Main-
tell them a specific story, like something that is still you remember.
I don't recollect anything. I have memories, but I never always think because I have other shit to do.
And we're back again because we had some more interruptions.
More interruptions.
But we are back for the last.
So we were talking about Jaipur and Udaipur and Rajasthan. It was a very fun place. I have some memories, but I don't remember them right now. Whatever. Move on to the next topic. I saw Cruella. Almost. I didn't finish it. I still have 1 hour left to save the movie.
How was Cruella?
Cruella is very smeller. It's alright.
It's
okay.
stinky, poopy.
It's a 5 out of 10 or a 5.5 out of 10. I like the
Cinematography?
cinematography is cool. Set design is cool. Acting is alright. It's a fine movie. They're trying to do a very, very, very mild Joker type, the Joker hype thing. A lot of movies with like heroes, or not heroes, but like protagonists who are like evil. So you don't know if you want to root for them because like this character becomes very evil, or like she's like a little evil type, because she wants like dog skins or something. And the fashion is cool. I like fashion, and the fashion in the movie is very, very cool. There's a scene where she's like drunk and she makes like there's a mannequin in the window, and then she does her own. When she's drunk, she makes her own like spin, or she completely changes the whole look. And the display, when they show the shot of the display, it was like that had so much energy. Like it's just a mannequin. It was like in a pose, but the art, the energy that was flying from like the dress, that was like true artistic. Like whoever did the production, they should like get nominated at least for an Oscar or something like that. Like you can see good real talent in that. And like in the movie, it's like Cruella does it, but in reality it's the people who help make the costumes and the designs and all that. So big ups to them. It's a fine movie. I have to still finish it, and I've seen some shots, and the movie looks amazing. But as a movie, it's alright. Also, I'm going to start a new anime, which I just saw the description. It has like 8 episodes. It's called Odd Taxi. It's like Zootopia, but with like gangsters, I think.
Zootopia with gangsters. Hell yeah,
Hell
let's
yeah.
go.
There's some. I read the description. I just saw the word Yakuza, and all the characters are animals. So I'm just like, it's Japanese.
Yakuza, but child friendly, so that the kids.
It's not.
know.
I don't think it's child friendly. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's animals,
So
so that kids can know what's up.
shut the fuck up.
Kids can know gang. Kids can know gang.
I mean, not, kids need to know them violence.
Yeah, the kids need to know what the Yakuza means.
Is like Zootopia was a cool movie, but man, it had like shitty ass villains.
You know what's the best movie?
Who's the villain in the end? The sheep.
You know who's the best movie? Which is the best movie?
Last Samurai.
Paddington 2. Let's go.
Tu pilot?
No,
You didn't see Paddington. I heard Paddington 2 is like such the most amazing family movie. It has like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Beat Citizen Kane a few days ago. The reason Citizen Kane reviews went down is because of Mank. People like saw Mank is coming, then they wanted to see Citizen Kane. They saw Citizen Kane and then they saw Mank. They thought Citizen Kane ain't that it's alright, and Mank was very like sub tier. I liked Citizen Kane. It was pretty cool. It's like a modern Shakespeare. Everything is Shakespeare. No, but it was a cool modern, which is its message is still like sort of true today.
Nice.
Like the more excess. You know, how much ever you have is still it's like you have it, but there's another level to be reached.
No, I remember
Which makes
one movie.
no sense.
I remember one movie. It is also from the same era as Citizen Kane. It got nominated for Oscar, but it didn't win any awards.
Ringing in the scene.
No. It is a movie about this scientist who comes up with the perfect fiber, which doesn't.
What is the movie's name?
I don't remember the movie's name.
What?
But in this, the scientist, he strives to make the perfect cloth fiber that will never get stained, that will never be needed to be washed. It will never tear. It will never get dirty. Never get wrinkled. Okay, and in the movie he successfully makes it. All right.
It's in the 40s. This movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
He successfully makes that fiber, but you know that thing is so repellent to any stains that it can only be made white in color.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the name of the movie is The White Suit or something like that. Okay.
It's kind of racist.
Yeah, but that cloth is like only white color. You can't get that cloth in any other color because
Alright.
it cannot be stained only. Alright, so it becomes super popular, and the company is like, okay, we'll buy it from you. So they buy it and they sell it to all the rich people and all the middle class people. But then afterwards, the cloth doesn't tear, it doesn't get dirty, nothing happens to the cloth. It's perfect all the time, forever. Alright, so the company is like, what the hell, no one is coming to buy the product again because it doesn't tear, nothing happens. So people buy it once, they don't come again. And no one wants to wash the clothes. So the poor people who wash the clothes, they are like going out of business. They're getting more poor. Meanwhile, the scientist is getting rich. But he also is like, what's happening? Why is everyone getting so poor? Because the clothing market is one of the biggest industries in the world. And this guy just makes the perfect fiber, which doesn't need to be cleaned. So the company gets frustrated because no one is buying the cloth. And the poor people get poorer because no one is giving them business to clean the kapadas and everything.
Okay.
And by the end of the movie, the whole...
But can't you make clothes for like cars? There are clothes made for other things like covering, housing.
But this movie is focusing
curtains,
on, I don't know, man.
rugs
Ask the people who make the movie. Okay, I'm just saying what
you
they
make
said.
the curtains, rags,
so by the end of the movie, the people and like almost the whole country revolts against him and kills him. And the moral of the story is like...
The designer.
Yeah, they kill the scientist. they kill this, not the designer, the scientist. They kill the scientist.
Yeah, okay.
So the moral of the story is don't try to perfect everything. Like that. That's the moral. Very good movie.
It's a cool idea, but I don't think that's what exactly will happen. I think people will always like find a solution to.
There are real life examples also.
Okay, if something like that exists, or at least is very close to it, you have to wash it like once a week, 2 times or once a month or something. Very repellent, very long lasting, so it lasts you for like 7-8 years.
More, 50, 60 something years.
Okay, that in the movies like that, but in reality we can't have that much. So at least 2-3 years it'll last you. Very, very resistant, doesn't tear easily. So there's always limitation. You can't always reach.
But this is like
that's completely sci-fi.
This is like back in the 40s now, where only limited supply.
But just like sci-fi.
So that's why that time this idea was very forward thinking for them. Now they have so many options that it won't happen. Like this much crisis will not happen.
I definitely would in future, like I have like
I
not
haven't
lot
seen-
of clothes, but I have like a few amount
Me,
of clothes.
I haven't seen.
I want
this,
to reduce my amount of clothes.
I haven't seen this movie till now, but I will see it in the future. So
Right.
I think that's it for this episode, Rishikesh. Thank you for joining,
Hell yeah.
and thank you for listening, guys. If you stuck till the end, so I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, take care. Have a nice time. Have a nice life, and bye bye.
Bye.